you a crash course in modeling for games. If you don't get a lot of it, that's okay, because I only have 5 minutes. So here we have a game character in a game engine. So he's being presented in a program, and any information, like any physics, or as you see the character displayed here, is being displayed on the screen because of a game engine. Now, okay, so here we have a cube. It's kind of hard to see, but or a prism, and it exists within a 3D space. And here you can see there are 3 axes. You have an X, Y, and Z axis, and there are these points that exist within the 3D space, creating a form. Now, this form reflects light in different ways, created by the planes you see here. And if we have a form, why don't you click? There. If we have a form here that has no light properties, it's flat form, and yet it still occupies the same space, you can tell that the user has no idea of depth. They cannot perceive depth without the light information. So, creating a basic model, you have the vertices that exist in the space, and connecting these vertices are edges. Now, when you have multiple edges, you can fill them in with a face. This face is the plane that reflects light in different values, depending on the angle of the light hitting the surface. So here we have a game character, and he has all these faces creating him. And you can see once the wireframe here is removed and light values are given to the different faces, you can see that now he has depth. The player can actually see what is going on with the character, and then color is added with a texture that I'll go over in a second. Things like this are created in programs such as 3ds Max or Maya. These programs are built just to create models like you see here. Now, the texture is what adds color. And there's a technique that you have to use to add color to something. It's called UV unwrapping. So here, think of it like a paper cube. You have a paper cube that you unwrap and you can lay down flat. And once you unwrap it, then you can color on it with a program like Photoshop or MS Paint, even whatever program you choose. So here you can see it again. We have a house model that is unwrapped. You can barely see that. But it's unwrapped, then it's brought into a program like Photoshop to be painted on, and it's brought back into a program like 3ds Max or Maya, where it is finalized. You can see it there. Then there are all sorts of different texture maps. You have the basic texture map, which is color. Then you have normal maps, which change how light is reflected off of the surface, making it look more complex than it really is. There are multiple other types like parallax mapping and specular mapping. They do all sorts of really cool things. So here, we've gone through the basic model and the texture. Now you have gone from a concept design to your final model. Now getting into the engine, or the actual game itself, here you can see the program, the Unreal Development Kit, CryEngine, and Unity. These are 3 different programs that do the same thing, basically. They have different variations. These cost tens of thousands of dollars. This one is free. And basically, they are how you display a game. So with programmers and animators, they can bring whatever you create in 3D to life. There you go. Excellent.